what I really wanted to share, there's two things I really wanted to share. The first thing is taking the first step, and that is combined with a little symbol or symbology that I received a couple of weeks ago, which I really think explains this whole principle, or very easy way of describing self-love, which I think is what we're all now really being called to tune into and express. It's your GPS, it's your guidance system for survival in humanity and becoming all that we are. And I think it's the trickiest thing, that we all have a real problem with self-love and expressing our true authentic self. And I think that's the whole purpose of what this journey is about, is just becoming that, just becoming your true authentic self, your source self-expression, not holding back, not wondering if people like it or don't like it, not wondering if it'll work or it won't work. So I think for me today, making this recording is me taking that first step for myself, feeling that I'll explain how it came about and that why I chose to follow it. I really didn't have a choice. I felt like I had to follow this calling because that's where I've come to now. I've attuned myself so much to following my emotions and following that internal GPS that I can't go against it. Mm-hmm. So when it feels right, I get this feeling to move out, and when it feels wrong, I feel a restriction. And I just trust that, because I've seen when I've acted when it's felt wrong, and I've felt the restriction, but I've still done things because I think I have to, or I need it to survive, or someone else needs me to do it. And I've taken those steps and I've had the consequences which have been disastrous. So I think coming to live in this place where I am now a year and a half ago, I really saw that where life had brought me up to, and it was a whole lifetime of experience and consciousness and spiritual path, whatever else you want to call it. But I really feel that 15 months ago, it was like it came to me that this was my opportunity now to really become me and just follow my guidance and not listen anymore to the voice in the head or anything on the outside. That I got to such a place where I just had to live my truth, because not living my truth was just bringing me more and more results that I didn't want. And it didn't feel good, and it felt like I just can't do it anymore. If I don't follow my truth, I won't survive. Yep. So, and I had a little child that I really wanted to share that journey with, and she's so authentic and in her true authentic self all the time. But she's just been my master for forcing me into being authentic, because she won't take anything else. And I'm always saying I want her to be raw milk, you know, unpasteurised, unhomogenised, just her beautiful, real, true self. But for me to allow that, I have to allow that in myself. I have to allow myself to express, and I have to trust. Yeah. And I know everyone likes to throw those words, that, you know, trust around, and trust and surrender, and they are big words, because when you're really called into that, when you really commit to that, you just have to cross so many personal thresholds of who you thought you were and what you thought you could be, who you think you should be, who other people think you should be, and forget all of that and just trust that you can follow your feelings, that you can listen to your heart, that you can breathe, that you can connect in with your body, and that your body and your soul and your emotions, and I'm not talking about the emotions that flip all over the place with your mind and I'm talking about those true emotions that come connected with your body, and it's a whole different feeling when it's connected with your body, what I call my body barometer. Mm-hmm. It speaks to me in such a different way that I can completely trust it, and I don't have to think where it's taking me. In fact, I can't think where it's taking me, because often I don't know where it's taking me. It's like today. I was sharing with a friend last week, and she said to me something about Facebook, and I said, oh my God, Facebook. I'm doing Facebook, sorry to anyone that does Facebook, but it's just not my thing. And she said, I keep getting this feeling about something to do with the internet or Facebook, and I just said, look, I don't know what it is, I don't know. And then it came up again about sharing and maybe doing a workshop or something like that, and I just said, look, the thing for me that I feel really resistant about is that I often see when people see someone teaching or doing a workshop or talking on the YouTube or the internet or whatever else, I can feel what they do. They often take their power and take what they feel intuitively, and then they hand it over. It's like some part of them gives away some of their spirit to that authority or that person that's talking, and they don't stay in their body with what they're feeling. I didn't want to be someone that's people gave their energy off to or gave their spirit away to. I really want to hold that truth that people are it, that they've got it all, that they are everything that they need. They are the whole package. Yep. The toolbox is full. You're set up. You're ready to go. There's nothing more you need to become except loving yourself and more true and authentic to yourself. Mm-hmm. That's it. So that was being my quandary. But I realised that in doing this, even just speaking this to you, is my opportunity to step outside of that for myself. Because I'm already setting up a paradigm or an experience that I don't know what that will be. I don't know what this will be for me sharing. So if I'm feeling the call to share, I should just share and not worry about what other people are doing or how they'll be feeling, or it's no one else's business. It's just my journey because I feel a need to do this. It's my soul needing this expansion. It's all about me. Mm-hmm. It's all about me. All the time it's just about me expressing myself. Not about my child, not about anybody else. It's all about me, and that, I know when I'm true to that, I'm absolutely in alignment going where I need to go, and that everything will be set up. I'm not even trying to do it for things to be set up to support me, for it to work out, for it to look good, for it to, if I'm going to put this on YouTube, for people to look at it on YouTube, it doesn't matter. All that matters is that I followed that calling and I'm expressing right mm-hmm. now in this moment, because this is all I've got. Mm-hmm. And yesterday I really kept getting that message in my mind. The highest form of love is self-love. And it was just going on in my mind, and I'm not saying that I'm totally expressing that, but I really do understand what that is, and I really do have a passion around that, and I really want to be more and more of that for myself. And I think that for self-love is self-expression and to not be contained. And so this is me being self-expressed and not being contained and just crossing over and doing that for myself. And that everyone is getting calls to take the next step, to move out, to allow yourself to be you, to not think that you have to tone that down in order to even provide for yourself or put food on the table or a roof over your head or look after your children or look after your partner. It's all about you taking care of yourself. And the little symbology I got a couple of weeks ago when I was sharing with another girlfriend who was taking care of everyone and there's no time to take care of herself is the next thing that I wanted to share, which is this little triangle. And I really think this sums it up. I love gardening and I love permaculture, and permaculture is all about systems. It's not about gardening, it's all about systems interconnecting and creating balance and harmony. And it's about creating closed systems so that you have this whole sustainable system where everything, say if you've got your house property, as much as you can, everything in your little home property is feeding itself. You're not bringing in much from the outside. Whatever you've got, waste products and things, you're utilising within your little system. And what you've got that comes out of your system is normally all the bounty, all the beautiful produce, not just what you use, but the surplus. So I feel like what we're working towards is becoming a little enclosed system where we're whole, where we've got so much self-love, pure self-love. When you've got pure self-love, the only love that you emit is pure love, untainted. It's not attached with longing. It's not attached to guilt. It's not. You're not. You can't put, because you're tuning into your GPS, your body barometer. You can feel when it's clean, and because you're being impeccable with yourself, you actually can't give off love that's not clean, because you're so self-contained. You don't need anything from anybody else. But you've got this beautiful, contained, gorgeous little whole system that you've actually growing so much love within that you've got this bounty that springs out. It's like it overflows. You're just overflowing, but it's all clean, it's all beautiful. Your waste products are all getting used up in there, meaning all your emotional stuff you're not projecting onto anyone. You're keeping it all in your little system, because that's being impeccable. You're owning your emotions, you're feeling it. You're not filtering it, you're not judging them, you're not going, oh my God, I've just, projected hate onto Susie. No, you're not doing that. What you're doing is you're just feeling that. You're feeling, gosh, I'm feeling really threatened by that person. What's that emotion for me? So you're still keeping it in your little permaculture circle of love. It's all contained and it's all real and it's all right. So we're not going into judgment of emotions and what's happening. We're just allowing that whole thing to grow and blossom, and the weeds are there and the other things are there, and we're allowing all of that to be part of a system, knowing that we're actually just learning how to grow a really pure heart, a pure loving heart that we're going to just express from all the time. And because we've got this pure loving heart, we don't need love from anybody. We're not even going, oh, source, God, give me some love, I'm feeling empty, I feel like I'm feeling not topped up. You're not asking anyone for anything, because you are the pure expression of love. And it's so simple and it's so attainable and it's so real, and I feel like that is exactly what we're all here for. And in that we just have this overflowing space of love. But to do that, you've got to get in touch with your emotions. You've got to be brave enough to feel your feelings. You've got to be brave enough to own your feelings. And you've got to be willing to allow them. And you've got to be willing to not judge them. And you've got to be willing to be really loving to yourself. It's like you get back to a place where you treat yourself like you would your little children. Now, I've got big ones and little ones, but I know for myself, I would not, when I'm speaking to my little girl, I really try not to project my damage onto her. I want to be able to hold a space for her and allow her to be, and not try and control her behaviour and control her emotions, even though they trigger me big time and push me right out of my centre. And I'd like to control it because it makes me feel uncomfortable sometimes. But what I'm working with and what she's taught me is the only way I can be with her is to allow her, and to own my own feelings around that, and to allow myself. And it's just working out. It's, it's working. It's not perfect. We don't have to be perfect. All the dynamics that happen in our relationships are perfect. They're meant to be there. It's not meant to be all looking rosy all the time, and you're not meant to know what to do all the time. But if you stay with your emotions, it's perfect, because you actually get what you need to get for the next step, and that's all we can do. Just right here in the moment, take the next step. So taking the next step is about taking the next step emotionally for yourself in the moment, and taking the next step is also about the bigger picture of taking the next step, as in you allowing your becoming, and you allowing your blossoming, and you allowing your unfolding. And the little analogy of this is, in permaculture, what they do is they've got a pyramid, and they talk about an intact system. So your highest predator's on the top. Say in Australia, where we are, our highest predator's the eagle. And everything flows down from that, and at the bottom is your soil and all your microorganisms, and then you've got your little bugs, and you've got your birds, and you've got all the other things that interconnect up to the top of your pyramid, and there's the eagle. So if all of your bottom layers are healthy and vibrant and moving up, moving up, moving up, you're going to have food for the eagle. So when you're looking for a property and things like that, you often go and you'll look for an eagle. If an eagle's there, and I'm not a permaculture expert, but I'm pretty sure that if an eagle's there, you've got your top of the pyramid, you've got your little intact system, because he hasn't got food unless all the other layers are healthy and flourishing. So we're actually the top of the pyramid, not God, not your children, not your partner, not anybody. You're at the top of the pyramid, and that's what self-love's all about. Placing yourself at the top of the pyramid, very hard. I have never been at the top of the pyramid until the last year. I don't drop down from this pyramid ever now. I'm at the top and I stay at the top. I don't place anything above me and I don't place anything below me, because for me, when I'm at the top of the pyramid and I'm expressing that self-love and I'm really tuning into what feels right for me, then I totally trust that that will be right for my relationships in my life, because I'm expressing self-love. It can't go wrong. It's just all set up. So in permaculture, it's always from the bottom up. You get your systems all working beautifully in your soil and everything, and then it all goes up to the top. I think for humanity, it's from the top down. So when you're really loving yourself and you're in that place of true self-love, you can be assured that all of humanity, all the energies coming down under that, it's all flowing from love at the top. So it's all going to work out. If you put something down there above you, like your husband or your wife or your children, and you start working from down there, you've actually got an untapped, and not an intact pyramid. It's an unbalanced pyramid, and you're actually not connecting with the highest source of love. So you get all this unbalance. It's all been set up. It's like walk around, you just got to go, truly, I go like this, I just go to myself, remember that that's where the love's coming from. I just think it sums it up. I think it's beautiful. I'm so grateful to have received that through conversation with another beautiful divine woman that was saying to me, you know, there's not enough time, there's not enough space, I can't do it all for everyone. And I'm like, but you don't have to, you only have to do it for you. So I think that's the message. I'd really love to share at the moment that it's all about you, and it's all about loving you, and it's all about taking the next step and being brave enough to take the next step and trusting in the unfolding, because it's all lined up for your absolute soul expansion, for you to become the best of everything that you are, that you've come in with it. You got your full toolbox. Okay, whatever you don't know, you can learn on the job. We don't have to get it all right. I don't want to tweak this. I don't want to look like I'm a personal, professional public speaker. I don't want this tweaked. I want this to be true and authentic in the moment. That's how we're doing it now. We don't have to get it right. It's all perfect right now. Follow your heart. Feel to do it, do it. So that's the end of chapter 1 of An Invitation to Love.